Everyone. This is J.D. Fascinetti. I'm here with Mohamed Ladha, President and General Manager of Recordati Rare Diseases North America. Welcome, Mohamed. We have known each other for a few years, but we've never actually sat down and chatted a little bit. So I want to ask you first, as a president of, and you guys are have such a great company, and you're doing so many good things for patients. What are the things that keep you up at night?
First of all, thanks for inviting me to this event, and it's a pleasure to be with you, and look forward to working with you all for many more years.
Yes, thank you. We do too.
I think, first of all, very excited to be part of Recordati, because I've been with the company for a little over 3 years. Had never worked in rare diseases, and I can't imagine that I can do anything but rare diseases.
It's such an interesting part of
it is an interesting part, but it is also what we have highlighted before, which is focused on the few, right? And focused on the few means a lot of things for us, right? It's all centered around the patients, but it's what we do from scientific exchange. What do we do from serving the patients? How can we be the best option once the decision is being made to serve those patients, right? Including clinical development, including looking for new ways where our products can be utilized, and so forth. And I think being here at the Endocrine Society meeting, the excitement couldn't be more.
Have you seen, just quick, not to digress from what we're talking about, I think there's a lot more people this year than I've seen it feels bigger to me.
It is. I think there are people more engaged.
Yes.
From what I understand, when I met with the Endocrine Society folks, is we have over 7,500 individuals registered, but they should be the one telling you officially. But what we have seen is there's more engagement at our booth, much more than we have seen in the past. There is more engagement with the healthcare providers and everybody, and that's a good thing, because that means that these healthcare providers are very much interested in understanding how to best take care of their patients with Cushing's or acromegaly in the areas that we serve. I do want to address your question, what keeps me at night?
Yes, please.
And what keeps me at night, up at night is, are we doing everything we can for the patients? And we do everything to ensure that every patient, once the decision has been made by a healthcare provider, get access to our therapy, right? And be on a weekend, sometimes on a long weekend, within the rules of engagement. Clearly, we can only do so much based on what has been defined for us. But at least I want to make sure that these are patients with some very serious illness. And what that means is we want to make sure that they have access to those therapy. And I want to make sure that my team is very much focused on that. So that's what keeps me awake.
Yeah. How to do that better?
How do we do it better? And I think it's what I call as continuous improvement, right? Because I do believe that there's always room for improvement. And if that room for improvement means that we are able to serve more patients, why not do it?
Yeah.
And I'll tell you that one thing I'm very excited coming out of this meeting is the engagement that we have seen from all the physicians we have met is very scientific, very much focused on how do we advance science, how do we advance patient care, how do we focus on quality of life. And that really mirrors with what our objectives are. So I think when you have the treating community that's very much interested in what our objectives are, it's only a win-win for the patient.
Yeah, because it becomes more collaborative, and everybody's working, everybody's singing from the same sheet of music.
Absolutely.
It's like
and I think it's
orchestra.
Yeah, and I think that's what we focus on. So I'm very excited for Recordati, because I believe that we have the right structure in place. We have the right people who believe in our mission or focused on the few. Our objectives are very clear that we want to make sure we are focused on serving more patients if they're appropriate for our therapy, and the healthcare provider has made that decision. So that's one thing. The other part we are very interested in is to ensure that there's education, because these are rare diseases, and we want to make sure that there's enough awareness about therapies and how to diagnose these patients. Number three is, as you have heard from Dr. Maldonado, from Dr. Albuquerque, and Pete Strauss, is that we want to make sure that we keep looking for new ways where this product can be utilized in other indications. That's very important, all within the current label and indication, so we can make patients' lives better. And number four is also look for ways to engage the scientific community to see what else we can be doing to advance science. So all those things is what defines us as a company.
Okay, so Mohamed, when you look at the next 4, 5 years, 10 years, what do you see happening in the pituitary neuroendocrine world? Seems like a lot of exciting things are going on.
Absolutely. So number one is, let's start with in terms of awareness. I do see both in the pituitary world and other parts of Cushing's in this case, I see there's going to be more awareness, and I think part of that is driven by the investment being made by the community to raise awareness. But more importantly is also the tools that are available in terms of diagnosis. And even more important is that we have some very, very good potent drugs that can allow for appropriate patients to get treated. And if you put all that together, it makes, if our, God forbid, somebody diagnosed with Cushing's in this case, I have good options to get treated, whether that's surgery, or if surgery is not the right option, to go and get pharmacotherapy. And I see this is just only going to increase, and it's going to increase because there is going to be a number of these patients who, may not find that surgery was enough. Some patients will do well, but there's going to be a good portion of patients who don't do well, and they will have other options. That's a good thing.
Very good.
And we have options there that will help patients manage through their disease. So I see that the treatment and the quality of life of these patients is only going to improve. Now, if you layer that in with the advancement, whether it's artificial intelligence or the technology, that's only going to make the management of these patients better. Why? Because there's we have been talking to a number of companies here that are trying to develop better technologies that allow more for patient monitoring, patients' quality of life. So it's not just getting the treatment, it's also how well you're doing with the treatment. And I can see ourselves, whether that's in 5 years, maybe in 10 years, is more customization of treatment for each one of these patients.
Personalized medicine.
Absolutely. And that's a concept that is being entertained and come to fruition in some cases in oncology, right, in cancer therapeutics. And I think we can apply something very similar in many other conditions, including pituitary.
Seems like medicine is moving that way.
Absolutely, but I think we need the right tools that go with it. What I also see is more basic science work being done that allows for understanding the disease and how do we customize. But we also have to keep in mind that there's going to be new agents coming as well. So while we don't see anything robust in the horizon for at least the Cushing space, there's definitely going to be something new coming in hopefully before the end of year on the acromegaly side, which is great news for the patients. And I think lots of options, and more options create more opportunities for patients to get treated. Because one treatment may work for one patient, there could be another treatment that works for the other. So I'm very excited. We want to be part of this. And I think just if you think beyond just pituitary world, I do believe that medicine is going through revolution in terms of, seems like everything is coming together from the diagnostic tools to how do we customize treatments to how do we, find the right patients for each therapeutic. It's kind of all coming together.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's a great thing because that will, only improve patients' lives.
And it seems from a lay perspective that knowledge is moving at a much faster pace.
I mean, it's the Moore's law, right? You're moving at the
exponentially. Yeah.
And I think that's a good thing again.
Yeah.
I think what we as individuals responsible sometimes have a moral obligation that we do this the right way.
Yeah.
And do it in a way that keep one thing in the center of this, and that is the patient. What does it mean for patient? And that's another thing that we focus on is to ensure that as we look at some of these new ideas, be it from clinical development perspective or looking at it more from where else this product can be utilized within our current label, that we get the insight and input and perspective from patients. Because at the end of the day, the only person who understands the disease is the patient.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, very true. Well, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure to chat with you, and I hope we can do it more often.
Yeah, thank you very much for the opportunity.
My pleasure.
All right.
Thank you.
And good luck with everything.
Thank you. You too.
All right.